Pilot Mountain has a rich history here in the Piedmont Triad, and there is a book to teach you all about it. It's called The Faces of Pilot Mountain. It is currently available for purchase, and its author is joining us now, J.P. McKelvey. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. It's great to be on the local vibe. I've been told that the mountain has a vibe too, and some people have said that it's really good to go there and sit on one of the quartzite slabs and take your shoes off and your socks off and just be still and be quiet and pick up the vibe of the mountain. It's wise advice.
I like that a lot. That sounds like a really nice way to just calm yourself down. Now, I'm sure that you've been there many a time and inspired to write this book, but what was your original inspiration for putting it all in this book?
Well, I was going by the mountain and 2012, it was October 2nd, and it was just as the colors were changing. It was really beautiful. And so I went up there for the first time and I took some pictures. And when I got home and downloaded them, I saw faces. In fact, right behind your head right now is where the faces are. They're pointing to the south, and it's in profile. And there's about seven of them. And I thought that was intriguing. And then I looked up a map for Pilot Mountain from 1749, and it called it Stonehead Mountain. And I went, whoa. So then I went up with a telephoto lens and looked at it, looked at the faces. And as I went home, had needed gas, so I stopped in Pinnacle, and there was an old timer, man. He had bib overalls and looked like he was right out of Andy Griffith's show. And I sat down next to him on the curb and I said, "Tell me about Pilot Mountain. Is there any good stories?" And he said, "Son, I've lived here all my life. And anybody with any Native American background or anything, they say take your moccasins off within 20 miles of Pilot Mountain because it's such a sacred landscape." And I was off to the races for research after that. Yeah.
Well, tell us more about that research process. What kind of histories were you digging into when preparing to write this?
Yeah, I've been an international journalist since 1979. But so I've done research on people like Aretha Franklin and Willie Nelson, and pretty deep dive when I had 3 and 4 hour interviews with them. And so I was used to that. So I went to the different places here in North Carolina. I was just thinking this morning, I probably drove about 7,000 miles to different repositories like the Wilson Library at UNC and the Raleigh places, Mocksville, Mount Airy, the museum there, many, many places. And I got deeper and deeper into it, and it was fascinating that there was an airport on the top of the mountain right where the picnic area is. I couldn't believe it. It was just one thing after another.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
so many people don't even realize that that has so much history, just like you were discovering it for the first time. I had never heard of that, and I've been to Pilot Mountain so many times, so it's really cool to hear that it's all put into this one book. There's also a documentary, we're told, that complements this. Can you tell us about that?
I'm a first-time author, and this is such a blessing that someone read the book in California and they contacted me through my book website. There's a contact area, and they said, would you be on the mountain on April 16th to be filmed? And my wife said, you love to talk about it anyway, go ahead and go. And so I did. And I've never talked that long in my life. I talked for 7 hours. And we went up to the little pinnacle and went around the big pinnacle. And then we went over to the Pilot Knob Inn. And we sat down and had an hour interview. And they're editing it now. At first it was a half hour. Then they read the whole book. They said 2 half hours. And now the editor got it, and he said, I think it's 2 45-minute episodes. So I believe they're shopping it to like Hulu and Netflix and that sort of thing, which is I'm astounded by it.
Well, it sounds like they had the same curiosity and interest that first inspired you when you were writing this book. So that's really cool to see it go across those different audiences. So, of course, we got to ask, besides this potential documentary, what's next for you? I hear you might want some reports on Big Pinnacle to help out your research.
Yes, I would. If somebody has been on the top of Big Pinnacle, went up on the stairs, I would really like them to contact me through the website. It's Faces of Pilot Mountain, all one word, and then .com. And there might be something that's a great grandparent wrote about, because it really was a big deal back in the day to go up to the top there. You can see 3,000 square miles there, which is a lot. And you're just turning around, there's no obstructions at all. So, yeah, I'm working on a book called The Legends of Pilot Mountain about the oral history of the mountain. And I have engaged the Occaneechi and the Cherokee Wisdom Keepers, especially Yona French Hawk and Freeman Owl of the Cherokee, and then Hazel Forest, no, Forest Hazel, I'm sorry, of the Occaneechi. And it's been fascinating because we really don't get into the oral history of these tribes. We get the shards and whatnot, but we don't talk to the actual people, and that's what I'm doing now, and it's fascinating. They talk about a city of light within Pilot Mountain.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
JP McKelvey joining us live this morning. Thank you so much for your time, your research, shining a light on this part of our region that really does have, as you're mentioning, such a rich history that has gone untold for so long. So if anyone is interested in learning more about what JP shared today or maybe contributing to his next book, just visit facesofpilotmountain.com.